But I think another fairly interesting part is that there's also a lot of institutional adoption, contributing liquidity to Helix and, other exchange applications within Injective with, those sort of institutional programs, et cetera. Yeah, I think, for the ecosystem fund and, the more recent Vessel Capital, I think it's more never really wanted to be a VC per se, but there were just opportunity to present itself and, basically decide to synergize the resource. So for ecosystem fund, it's, one of the primary, drivers for the recent, adoption and, developer interest for Injective. And one of the things we saw prior to the ecosystem fund was that there were a lot of, institutional players and VCs, et cetera, that are, trying to, explore potential opportunities within Injective or, betting on, the network itself, et cetera. But, there just weren't that much, established discovery process or basically opportunities, in a more general sense. And by, synergizing all of their, kind of deal flows, effectively speaking, and, bringing them all together to identify it's peak bear right now, but don't assume that, there's no VCs or funds, out there investing. Yeah. And it obviously helps the VC a lot because it also helps them, identify opportunities at scale, brings all their, resources and, flows together and, helping each other with due diligence. But more importantly, synergizing the resources to back the best possible projects out there. For Vessel's case, I think it's another, a type of opportunity where both my partners over time just run into a lot of angel deals, et cetera. And it's a lot easier to, bring them all into one and synergize them with support and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Because we realize that, we do give out personal checks here and there. But we oftentimes are very, very wary about doing so because we end up, spending a lot of time, helping them basically, helping them build their product, giving them a lot of technical advice. And sometimes even giving them a full on rule book of if you implement it this way and this way, you can get the product done within this amount of time and stuff like that. Because, we've been there and we know exactly how it can be built or some of the potential blockers, here and there. And we just realized it's much easier to merge, all the resources and coordinate them in an efficient way to bring them all into one entity. I think it was very, very interesting.